Welcome to True Talk with Bree. Tonight we're going to be talking about Sydney Leday. I'm going to let her video play. She's actually the surviving victim dealing with the incident of Takeoff passing. So I'm going to let her video play, and I'm going to do commentary regarding her video, as well as I want to talk more about Takeoff's case.
And says it's a miracle she survived. Leday is born and raised in Houston and says she's been leaning on her family for support. It's a story we've been working on for months and waiting until she was ready to tell her story. In her first interview, she talks with us about what it was like being there that night and the wounds she's still recovering from, physically and emotionally. Sydney, first, tell us how you're doing.
Every day is different. I'm going through different emotions. I haven't saw a therapist or anything, so most days I'm happy. Most days, I could just, to sum it up, it's a mix of emotions. So I have random times where I feel angry, a lot of, I wouldn't say sadness, it's I have feelings of being grateful that I am still here.
You've made a miraculous recovery. Tell us what you've been through.
I really just can say I'm just grateful to be here, and it's just like sometimes unreal.
Do you remember the moment you first woke up in the hospital?
Everybody was around me. Well, when I first woke up, like I said, I didn't want to be there. I kept telling my mom I want to go home. I had never been in a hospital like that, but I remembered what happened, because when I was up the whole time after I got shot in the head, and I called my mom and told her what happened and to come.
You called your mom after you were shot?
Yeah. And I told her to come to the hospital, but I ended up having a seizure. So I was on the phone with her the whole time. And
so you knew exactly what had happened and why you were in the hospital?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but everybody was around me. My mom, my aunts, my grandma.
I know you said you knew why you were in the hospital, but did you understand the extent of your injuries and what you had survived?
Yes, I did. I was up for the whole thing. I felt the sting in the back of my head. I felt myself falling, and the person I was with picked me up, and we got in the car. But it was like a scary movie, really. Ironically, it was Halloween night. I had on a nun outfit. I had blood all over me. And
you had dressed up for Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was still my birthday weekend, so.
You had just turned 24.
Yeah. So, like any other 24-year-old, I was just out partying and celebrating, because I really never dressed up for Halloween, and that was something I was excited about.
Did you know the people there that night? Did you know Takeoff was there?
Yeah, I saw everybody. I'm used to being around celebrities, so it wasn't, because I used to live in Los Angeles, so it wasn't like a big deal. It was just more so like just a regular party.
And had you been there the whole night, or what time did you get to the bowling alley?
It was after hours, so I got there around maybe 12 or maybe 1 o'clock, because we had been to a few places. Like I said, we were celebrating my birthday still, and it was Halloween's. And I told the person I was with I wanted to hang out tonight, because I have my costume and I looked cute. So so we got there at like 12 a.m. and everybody was just hanging out. We had a few drinks.
At any point, do you remember being scared before all that happened, or was it, in your opinion, a normal night?
Yeah, it was pretty normal in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't get scared. It wasn't any arguments or anything until the event was actually over. And yeah, that's when I knew something was wrong after the fact, because I thought these people that were arguing was just playing from, like I said, the energy that was in the room before. Everybody was around the table playing a game of dice. So I thought it was just like, you know, some friendly banter.
But that argument or that arguing was kind of your first sign that something was going on.
Yeah, because Quavo, he was upset. So I noticed that something was wrong whenever I noticed that he was really upset and he was finna leave. So the party wasn't finna keep going on. And I saw whenever everything broke out and I tried to run, but I didn't go that far. So yeah, it was really like a movie, like shooting all the way until I got down the escalator into the car, and I'm just telling the person I'm with, like, I'm scared, like, and I knew something happened to me from falling and feeling that stinging sensation.
Mm-hmm. So you were actually running.
All praises to the Most High for Sydney Leday even surviving. There was nobody but God. I will lift her up in prayer. May God give her strength and divine healing as she goes through this journey. My question will always be, is who took the first shot? And I know what Quavo said he should have never said, you know, let me get out of here before I hurt somebody. That did seem like a threat, and you're not even in your own, you know, territory. So I get that, but it should never ended in gunfire. It should never ended in Takeoff being murdered. The act was senseless. Not only did you take someone's life, you also could have, you know, Sydney Leday could have lost her life in the middle of this. A completely innocent victim. Just like Takeoff was completely innocent in this whole situation. So the question is, who took the first shot? Who was there who was there to protect Takeoff? I understand that migobands is there to protect Quavo, but who was there to protect Takeoff? There is more pieces to this puzzle. I don't feel like it just should end with djpat. I feel like someone else should be charged with murder, and someone else should be charged with attempted murder. Because what happened to Sydney Leday, that was attempted murder. That night, October 31st, leading up to November 1st, was senseless. A man lost his life for nothing. And I pray that the truth come out, and I pray that everyone who was involved, everyone gets exposed. Because most of us are looking at this case and looking like it was a setup anyway. So I'm praying that everyone that was involved gets exposed. And if the police department was crooked, I'm praying that gets exposed as well. Takeoff deserves justice. And Sydney Leday deserves justice because she could have lost her life. So someone should be getting charged with attempted murder. If you feel the same, or however you feel, drop your comments in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank y'all for listening to Truth Talk with Bree. And yes, I go in on certain situations because I'm passionate about my people.